So they did the finals of the CruiserWeight Classic, well, semifinals and finals. And I'll do a little bit about the tournament itself. This tournament was amazing at showing exactly what Cruiserweight is now. They had the strong style, they had luchadors, they had people who did more high flying, they had guys who did phenomenal mat work. You know, people like Gulag, Nice, Noam Dar. They threw in a lot of really solid talent in this. Akira Tozawa, Jack Gallagher. Who's Jack? It's just, oh man, it was an amazing tournament. My only complaint, and this is like a minor complaint, is when they did the matches. You can't forget Ciampa Gargano. Still probably one of the most emotional and psychological matches I've seen since WrestleMania was Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair. My only nitpick, and this is a very slight nitpick, if you have two guys whose finisher is a knee bar, do not put them on the same show. If you have two guys whose finisher is German suplex, do not put them on the same show. But that's my only really complaint. There are some matches where it's like, all right, this week was weak knee bar. Because everyone won with, because back-to-back matches were knee bars. But anyways, we were down to 4 people. 4. Zack Sabre Jr., Gran Metalik, the legendary Kota Ibushi, and TJ Perkins. So of course we had Zack Sabre Jr., Gran Metalik. Great match. For some strange reason, Gran Metalik has this amazing hybrid luchador with enough mat work. He had enough mat work to make it look good with Zack Sabre Jr., but not so much mat work that Zack couldn't get out of almost everything that he did. Nice back and forth. Good match. I like how he began with, I want to end it quick, because I got another match ahead if I win this. Gran Metalik wins the Metalik Driver. Good. Solid match, and I was like, alright, I know Metalik is on Raw Cruiserweight. That means Kota Ibushi's probably going to win. It's TJ Perkins. Then we did Perkins Ibushi. And up to this point in time, they've sold TJ Perkins as the underdog who wins fights with a knee bar. And his knee bar is beautiful. He's got a way of actually, he's got like a basic way of doing it. Then one with Grapevine's leg and like a reverse figure 4 style. And it worked good. He had a solid match with Kota Ibushi. Kota Ibushi looked phenomenal. I don't think at this point in time you can take someone who's never wrestled a day in their life and put them with Kota Ibushi and you'll probably get a 3-star match out of them. Be like, you don't know what you're doing, and we have a language barrier. I will make you look awesome, and I won't kill you. They'll think that I've killed you, but you will be fine. Brilliant back and forth. I liked the reversals out of the Golden Star Powerbomb. The thing that I liked is Perkins worked both the knee and the neck. Ibushi has a repaired neck, so it's a great focal point for the match. Tremendous reversals back and forth. Just, if you have network, you know you've watched this stuff. It is amazing. He goes from the knee bar. Ibushi's not tapping. He goes, well, let's go for the neck. Goes for the neck, gets him in kind of a modified crossface, so still kind of having the knee. Ibushi taps. Crowd loses it. We now have Gran Metalik, TJ Perkins, main event, but Perkins is blown up from his match with Ibushi. Brilliant. I thought it was going to be, the story was going to be, you're going to see Perkins work the leg, a lot of Ibushi, then a wounded Ibushi goes against Metalik. Metalik could then beat him, and it still sells a great story. They also did a tag match, Team DIY, Ciampa Gargano, taking on Noam Dar, Cedric Alexander. Brilliant. Oh, since we're all part of the Cruiserweight division on Raw, if they do a match 1/3 to 1/2 as good as what they put on here, everybody on the Red brand, you better step up your game like 100-fold. Everyone needs to hit that like Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins level of in-ring competition where you are going to look like chumps. Oh, brilliant match. Gargano and Ciampa are just, they are peanut butter and jelly. They get along beautifully well. I love their finisher because it's just, we just slam you from both sides and just kick the daylights out of you. It's brilliant. That slingshot on the inside spear that Gargano does, amazing. Ciampa has this way of making every move and kick and strike that he does just look vicious. His strikes look more aggressive and damaging than Brock Lesnar on some occasions. And of course, they went to the known tag team. Brilliant. Good. I knew they were going to throw on like a tag match to give the guys a break. So we get down. It's Perkins, Metalik. You get ready. It's time to play the game. Hits. Crowd like, ah! We get to see our Savior, Lord Triple H. Hail Based H. Hail Based H. This isn't just for the trophy. No. The winner goes on to Raw as the first ever Cruiserweight champion. And the belt, silver and kind of like a bluish purple. I was like, oh, it's blue. And I'm like, well, it's not really blue. It's the deep color purple with a little more blue to it that they did for all the backdrops. So when they show the CWC logo with the weird kind of dark purplish background, it's kind of like that with a little more blue to it. But it's silver. Silver on blue looks beautiful. And now all of a sudden you become the first winner of the inaugural Cruiserweight Classic trophy, and you're going to walk on a Raw as the Cruiserweight champion. Here we go. Metalik, Perkins, great back and forth. Metalik does this hurdle over the top rope to Perkins when he's on the apron into a hurricane run that's just mind-blowing. And that's like the halfway point of the match. Perkins works the knee bar. He has the basic knee bar. Metalik gets out of it. He then goes for his like secondary one where he's got the other leg grapevine, the figure four to go into it. Metalik fights out of it. Hits the Metalik driver. But he's selling the leg injury. Can't get the pin right away. Doesn't get the full cover. 1, 2, kick out. And he's like, screw it. I gotta do it Avalanche style. I'm glad about every match now. It's not super, it's Avalanche. Beating Perkins on the top. Setting him up. Going for the Avalanche Metalik driver. Perkins lands on his feet, throws him off. Hooks him in the knee bar. First goes for the #1 style. Metalik not tapping. Grapevines the leg, hooks in the figure 4 style, gets at it, not tapping. Goes from having the leg here, grapevines, puts the ankle in an armpit, and just cranks down on it, and it's just like he's got 3 different ways of doing the same move. Like tap. Are you not tapping? Give me that leg. You tap now. You tap now. You're not gonna tap. Just gonna force your full body into it. It was just. His promo afterwards was kind of shaky, but he talked about he's got a beautiful story. You know, he lost it all, was told he's never going to amount to anything. He is a true underdog who blasted his way through some stiff competition, becoming their first champion. I understand his promo was a little kind of shaky. I mean, he just had 2 ridiculous matches. It looked like somebody beat him with a switch. He has got some bruises and welts that probably will not be healed by Monday. So you can tell he was just, but he wasn't winded. He didn't sound winded. So that means that guy has got ridiculous cardio to wrestle 2 super intense, high profile, high impact matches. just, oh, so good. When you watch good wrestling, it's a mental, emotional, psychological. When you get into it, it is a full body draining experience. But at the same time, it's one of the greatest feelings in the world. Because you get that moment where at the same time, like when they win, and you feel their excitement, even though you've poured your heart and your soul into cheering for that person who's on the screen, or that you're seeing live in person. And they're taking all of that energy. That's what keeps them going when they're getting beaten up, when they're getting tired, when the road's wearing them down, when they haven't seen their family, when they haven't seen their kids, when they haven't slept in their own bed in weeks on end, when they're sleeping in their car. That's what keeps them going. But the moment it's at 1, 2, and it's at 3, and it's that burst from the crowd, and it's that synergy, it's that symbiotic relationship of, they gave you everything that they've got to win that match, and you were right there along with them throughout every step of that fight. And it's that the fans can give it their all to the person in the ring, the person in the ring just gives it right back to the fans, and it's, if you don't understand it, try to go to a wrestling event. There's no other feeling like it in the world.